Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just waiting, folks. I see you out there. I see you out there. All right. I'm on. Yay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in and tuning in to a touch of reality, the Queen of Radio, doing it once again. We are on lesson number 4. I'm trying to keep up with you, have to bear with me. Now, as you know, we're going to start off with prayer because, prayer is needed in this day and age. I kid you not. I kid you not. The prayer is always greatly needed. So we're going to start off with prayer, and then we're going to get into the reason why everybody is coming out and sharing their time with me this evening. Okay, if I can get everyone to bow their head and either just go along with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom and the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Now, the prayer for the nation. Father God, we come to you in these times of trouble within the year of 2020. We have been given a great burden and high level of stress. You said through your word that if we call upon your name in sickness and in health and in distress, that you will provide us with the necessary tools to defend ourselves as well as to defend and to defeat our enemies. Lord, today we must hold you at your word for our safety. We must hold you at our word for our healing. We must hold you at your word for being covered in your blood as we go about on our day-to-day functions. As we all must not forget, I'm having trouble with the mic. I'm sorry. The mic is going in and out this evening. That's the devil. That's the devil being busy. But we're going to continue to pray. As we must not forget that you have taught us that you are the beginning, the middle, and the end. We have been taught to be fearless in the face of our enemies. We have been taught to rebuke the devil 7 times in completion for us to be free from his spell and the fake powers and his fake authority. In these times of trouble, Satan has smiled in our face and spoke of nothing about massive lies to destroy your people. These men have created this sickness called the COVID-19. These men who have created this serum to kill people instead of healing people. These men who have created microchips so they can depopulate the world in which you have created. Father God, these people who have become rich to use the power of their money to destroy your earth. It is time for a change by the hands of the people. Father God, at no time have you appointed man to be your partner of the earth creation. And it is still believed that only God has created the heaven and earth, and all the people in it shall inherit the earth. And for the next, for this entire 7-week series, we the people, we would like to rebuke Satan and his army in the name of Jesus. And we're going to say this together. For the men who have created the COVID-19, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For the men who have demand that we will wear masks to suffocate ourselves from breathing, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For the men who have called themselves to be judges and tell lies and falsehood and make false judgments and verdicts against our people, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For the media who has been withholding the truth and spreading their lies about how this whole thing and this COVID has come about, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For all the people who have been protesting and rioting for their own selfish and wicked ways, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For all of the people who have called themselves being money rich and creating this microchip to help take over the world, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. For all of these groups that call themselves the KKK, the poor government, and the officers who are killing our people, we now have to rebuke you in the name of Jesus. No more will you be allowed to come to kill, steal, and destroy the land that this nation has been built upon. We will now pray to God that each and every one of you be returned to the fiery pits of hell from whence you once came. And we're going to seal all of this in the name of Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I need for you guys to continue to practice praying because we are in such trying times. We need to practice on praying and rebuking these devils in the name of Jesus. So we can see the goodness and the grace and the mercy of God for us. Now, after these, like I said on all of my other presentations, after these 7 videos have been completed, I will go back to my normal life of writing music and doing music and getting my band ready for performances for 2021. And we want you guys to stay tuned to this channel as everything comes available. Uh, we want you to make sure that you subscribe. Since the numbers and the links are so goofy, I need for you to type in Queen of Radio / Linda Evans and subscribe to the channel. That's Queen of Radio / Linda Evans. Now, for these videos, I have to say a disclaimer. For all the contents that would be expressed in all of these videos and presentations and tutorials, this is my own personal research from my own personal experiences. There is no third party that has ever been involved. So the contents of this program may be a little bit graphic and you need to be advised. And on some of the videos are unfiltered and uncensored. So please, again, be advised, people. So today, we are on lesson 4. Lesson 4 is how are we going to clean up this chaotic mess? If you have been keeping abreast of what I've been and following me, you have been taking notes and doing your homework due diligently. I am teaching. This is the reason why I'm taking the time out of my busy schedule to get everybody educated on what we as a people need to be doing. And tonight we're going to talk about how to create jobs and what everybody needs to be, where everybody needs to be at this point. Okay. Now, I need to get my notebook because I have a lot of notes here that I've been taking, and I want to make sure that I talk about everything that is supposed to be scheduled for this evening's presentation. Okay, let's talk about what's been in the news this past week. Okay. Now, I've been seeing in the news that Black people are starting to formulate their own Black militant group around the U.S. Or correct me. Let me go back and say correction. Around the nation, around the world per se. We don't quite know how many have formulated a Black militia group in the U.S. So I'm kind of still studying and finding out the numbers as we're getting closer to this so-called political format or platform, whatever you want to call it. As we're getting close to that, it seems like there are different organizations out there that has formulated themselves for a Black militia. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but what I would like to see done is for all of these different groups of men and women that have this experience to come together and find out how we can put this plan together as one. Let's go under one umbrella. Let's stop with the ego tripping. Right now, it's too many leaders and not enough followers. See, God has called a lot of people or selected people to be leaders. Everybody wasn't meant to be a leader. So um, I would love to see all of these Black militia groups come together and join themselves as one. I understand, it was a lot of talk that a lot of people did not want to join forces with Mr. J with the NFAC group, and that's okay. It's no problem if you want to, formulate your own group. But at the end of the day, you men are going to have to put your egos down and come together and talk about how it's going to be effective for the entire world, if that's part of your plan. If you're doing it for the right reason, then I feel like you need to all come together and let's do this under one umbrella. Let's show these people that we know how to come together as one unit and one nation of Black people. So, what else do I have to talk about? Okay. Oh yeah. I gotta send out prayers. I forgot about this. My mind works so crazy sometimes. My good friend, who is the legendary Mr. Gerald Austin of the Manhattans. He's a wonderful, wonderful man to know, and I look at him as my big brother. He is going through some hard times right now. He's dealing with the death. Three deaths has been going on in his family. So, folks, if it would be all right, can we go ahead and the next time we say our prayers, can we include Mr. Gerald Austin and his family, and let God, take care of the rest. So, Gerald, we got our arms around you. We care about you. We love you, and we only want the best for you. So next year we can get on that stage and rock the house like we're gonna plan on doing. So my heart goes out to the Austin family. Next on my agenda, okay, okay. It was also brought to my attention that Ice Cube is in the news again. Okay. Now, I'm going to speak on Ice Cube. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I like Ice Cube, but Ice Cube is out of pocket. He's not out of pocket for. He's not out of pocket for speaking his mind or speaking his concern. What he's out of pocket is he went to both sides of this this political party or whatever you want to call it. He went to both the Republicans and the Democrats without having any information in hand. My question is who the hell do he think he is sitting up trying to talk for Black people when you don't even know what the needs of the Black people are? See, that's my problem. He's assuming that he knows whatever it is that he think he knows. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that he's doing his work due diligently to find out, or putting out there that all Black people need to be compensated for the pain and the aggravation that we've gone through for all of these massive, massive years of killings and this, that, and the other. But here's my problem. Um, Ice Cube, you have a lot of damn nerves. You have a lot of nerves. At no point in time have it been said, and this is what I've been saying in my other lessons, folks. Everybody has their own agenda instead of coming together to put this thing together as one. I felt like Ice Cube should have sat his behind down with a group of other people. Find out who is on the same page with you before you start making assumptions. Everybody needs are different. Did I not say this in past lesson plans? I've said this. I said, folks, we need to take the power of the pen and put down what it is we want from these people. They already know that they have caused us grief. They already know that they have caused us pain. But we are now in a position where we need to get with our own community leaders, because I know it's not just one community leader out here. We need to get together with all of the community leaders, people who can stand up for that city, for that town, for that state, for that district, whatever you want to call it. You need to be writing and pulling out that paper and pen and writing down what is it that we want from them. What is it? We need to write it down. And Ice Cube, you were way out of pocket, my brother. And I've supported all of your music. I supported all of your movies. I've supported all of you. And when you're right, you're right. But when you're wrong, it's time for you to be told that you're wrong. You're not wrong about how you feel. You're wrong about not including everybody else in on your plans. See, I don't know what Ice Cube's plans are. And to tell you the truth, he has a set of plans. Mr. J has his own set of plans. Why can't these two men come together and say, hey, I didn't know this, or let's adjust this. Let's do this together. Let's put these egos to the side. Stop trying to be in control and come together and do this thing the right way on how it needs to be done. So I have a problem with him speaking up for Black people when he don't even know what Black people want. What is it that we want to see a change on? We need to come together. This is what I've been saying for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. I've been saying we need to come together with the power of the paper and pen. Write down your concern. What is it that you need? What is it that we want and expect from these white people? Okay? Stop. Ice Cube, you doing too damn much. You're doing too much. And to tell you the honest God truth, you are really pissing me off. Okay? I don't appreciate, I don't want you up there calling yourself talking for me. And then on top, and wait a minute, let me back up. Let me back up for one, because now that I'm thinking about this and it's processing in my head, Ice Cube, not only did he go in with nothing in hand, his appearance was messed up. I had a problem. You came in there looking like a fresh bum. Now, my whole thing is, and it kind of brings me back to that episode of Bill Cosby. And Bill Cosby, I love you to death, and I'm gonna talk about him a little bit in tonight's presentation too. It kind of brings me back to, I don't know if you guys remember the TV show, The Cosby Show, where Bill had to tell Vanessa. Vanessa called herself trying to be super slick by bringing her boyfriend, and come to find out that she went behind the family's back and went and married the man instead of having her family there present. And Bill said the most profound line that I have ever heard on TV. He told Vanessa, he said, Vanessa, your man may be the steak and potato dinner, but you served him on a garbage can lid. Man, I was done. I was done when Bill said that. And that same scenario applies right now. First of all, Ice Cube, you went from gin and juice to having a 3 payment plan for 40. Where did they do that at? As bummy as you were looking and as tacky as you were looking, and you call yourself representing the Black people, you had stuff hanging out your nose. Look, man. Let me tell you something, folks. Ice Cube, me, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, all of us is in that same age group. Okay? And I know good and hell well that Ice Cube could have presented himself in a whole lot better manner. Okay, your whole persona was messy. It was just messy. I almost got to the point, should I be sending him a care package? Do you need me to send you $1, my brother? Because otherwise, you need to sit yourself down. because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to put it together. You should have gotten together with other people who feel strongly and compassionately about these issues. You're not the only one that it's affecting here. We all are being affected here. So the next time you want to sit up on your behind, and folks, I'm trying not to cuss. I'm really trying. I'm practicing, because I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me and hear where I'm coming from. I'm practicing. God is not through with me yet. But I'm sick and tired. You know, how dare you, Ice Cube? How dare you to go out there and call yourself? First of all, you were looking like a bum. Okay, you got all this facial hair hanging off of your face, like you're lost in the wilderness. You know, I do not like, and see, here's another pet peeve of mine, folks. I don't like when people try to talk up for me. Let me be in the room to where I can talk for myself. Okay, let's you don't have no, I'm sorry, not Ice T, Ice Cube. You did not have any type of plan in hand as to what the people want. We are at that stage right now. We need for everybody to come together and say, look, this is what needs to be changed. These laws, and the only way the laws are going to be changed, ladies and gentlemen, is by us getting together with our thoughts and with the paper and the pen. I've said this, I don't know how many more times I didn't have to say this to you. We need to come together. Get with your community. I want to talk to all the community leaders tonight. I want to talk to you. You guys need to get with your city, your town, your district, and start using the power of the pen. I will not, and will not allow Ice Cube to get off of his duff and call himself talking on the behalf of black people when we don't even know what the needs of black people are. Black people, this is our problem. This is, and I said this in the description of tonight's show. Black people have 4 problems. Okay, but before I talk about the problems, there's another person that I want to make reference to. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting everybody on blast tonight. See, I've been holding this for a long, long time. Now it's my time to speak. Nobody has heard what I have to say. See, I'm all about solutions. I'm not all about sitting up here complaining about what the problems are. We already know what the problems are. Let's come together and find out what type of solutions we need to do with dealing with white government and the white race. What is it that needs to be done? This is what we need to focus on right now. Stop with all if you're not going to walk the walk, then stop trying to talk the talk. Okay? Now, I'm going to put another person on blast. And don't get me wrong. Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Mr. Louis Farrakhan, I love you, my brother. I got mad love. I got mad respect for you. You have given us 100 years of historic history. But what you have not given us is your list of solutions. So I need to call you out on this because I done heard your message. I done heard your pain. I done heard your frustration, my brother. But what I have not heard you say, where are the solutions? What type of solution? What you didn't already told us that you as much as you hate white people, we get that. We get it. We understand it. You didn't drilled it in our heads a million times. But my question is tonight to Louis Farrakhan, what is on your list for the solution to the problem? Don't keep telling us about the history. We already know the history. You gave us the history. It's time for you to either put that up or shut up. And I don't mean no disrespect when I say this to you. I care enough to tell you the truth because I'm sick and tired of everybody getting on these platforms. They're saying with oh, well, I got an opinion. Your opinion don't mean a hill of beans. And I said I'm trying not to cuss. Okay, I'm really trying. So give me my brownie points. But my thing is, Louis Farrakhan, like I said, I've heard all of your speeches. I've been there. I didn't seen your rallies. And you get the people hyped up. Yes, that's a beautiful thing. And you are so concerned about black people. But what is it that you want black people to do? What is it that you want us to do? Because guess what? The time is right now. It's not back in the 1960s. We can't change what happened to Emmett Tills and all of these other black people that got murderized and sodomized and all these other things. We can't do nothing about that. But what we can do is, what is it that you want us to do now? This is the question. Answer that question. And if you can't answer that question, then stop talking. Okay? Because you look, I don't really care. Did she just go off on Louis Farrakhan? Yes, I had to make that very clear. Because Louis Farrakhan, if you're not going to give us your list of what you want us to do for the black people, then please be quiet. We didn't heard enough. Oh yes, I didn't got real raw tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm through playing. Because these good white people, these so-called good white people, are steadily hurting and killing our people. And that makes the most difference in the world. And I'm tired of the chitter chatter and the talk. Step up to the plate. Either step up to the plate or don't look at the plate at all. How about you do that? Now, I'm gonna move on. Yeah, I'm getting very heated. You know what? And now I'm gonna talk about on my other lessons, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about the problems of white people. I'm not going to discriminate, not tonight. I'm not, because tonight I'm gonna talk about the problems of black people. Don't think I left you out. See, these other couple of weeks, I told you what the problems were with how white people have this self-hatred. Well, tonight, white people, if you're sitting in the audience and you're listening, you're going to learn some lessons about what black people and why they are having the problems that they're having. You see, there's 4 things that makes the problems of black people, and I don't care if you're not ready for the truth, then shut this off, because it ain't for you. I'm through playing. I'm done playing. It's time for us to get down with the get down. Now, the way I see it and what I know about black people, black people, y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for this. Because I'm finna tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay? Black people, black people as a whole, y'all are some of the selfish people on the face of this earth. And I'm gonna give you some examples as I go along. That's number 1. Black people are selfish. They are so selfish. They're unconcerned. If it's not affecting their household, they're not motivated by nothing. They're not motivated. They're so not motivated. Don't nothing move them. See, the only way they're gonna be moved if it's happening directly to them. See, they don't understand about how charity works, how charity begins at home. Learn how to be nice to a person without expecting you to be paid for it. That's charity. That's going out there speaking to your fellow brother and sister. Say, hey man, can I help you out? That's stepping outside yourself. Do something for another person that you don't have to be paid for. See, black people's attitudes is messed up for me. Everybody wants to be a chief, but nobody wants to. Everybody wants to be chief, but nobody wants to be the Indian. Somebody got to be the follower, and somebody got to be the leader. It goes 2 ways. 2 ways. And I'm so sick and tired of black people's attitudes. You carry a messed up attitude. If it don't affect you, then oh well, it's cool. Whatever. That's not my problem. That's your problem. No, folks, it's our problem. Black people need to wake the hell up. Because if you don't wake up and wake up very soon, they're gonna make the decisions for us. And I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm going to have to continue to live around people that don't want to be around us and think that they're going to sit up there and still try to harm and play like there's nothing else going on. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. And I've been cordial about it. I've been nice about it. And now it's time to do something about it with the power of the pen. That's what time it is. Okay? Now, the fourth reason what's so messed up about black people, y'all are neighborhood nasty. What she talking about? Neighborhood nasty. You people, black people, my people. Let me correct that. My people are neighborhood nasty. White people have already said it's not the reason they don't move out of the neighborhood because you're black. They move out of the neighborhood because you're neighborhood nasty. And you know what? I don't want black. I guess then that makes me racist too, because I don't care what race you are. You don't come around here being nasty. You don't clean. Black people have a tendency of not cleaning up their house. They have a tendency of not cleaning up their yard, and then you wonder why your property has no value. You wonder why. You're neighborhood nasty. Now, the reason why black people want to move around white people is because white people, I got to take my hat off to you. Y'all are when it comes to y'all's yards and lawns and flower beds and all that, y'all have that stuff laid. Okay? Y'all take pride in where you live. And see, this is the problem with black people. This is the problem with my black people. 73% of my black people don't believe that they need to clean up. They just like, oh well, we'll just throw the chicken bones out the window. You ain't got enough common sense enough to put your trash in a garbage pail or in a bag, tie it up, and throw it in its appropriate place. You ain't got enough sense to do that. But yet, when it's time to stand up and fight for something, oh no, oh well, I can't do that because it didn't happen to me. That's your problem. See, black people, you are hypocrites. You're hypocrites. As well as being nasty. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to live around nasty people. I don't care what race you are. I don't care. I know as a homeowner, it's my job and my duty to keep my space clean. And black people will invite you over to a dinner and it takes them all day. They have to start cleaning. No, you should have been cleaning up that house before you invite anybody over. Okay? You don't start cleaning when people start coming to the door. I have yet to go to a neighbor, 73, let me say this. 73% of the neighborhoods is just downright filthy nasty. And I'm not saying that all black people are nasty. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Because there is a small percentage of all neighborhoods where it's nice and clean. But that's a rare commodity. It's very rare. So black people, the reason why white people don't want to live around you is because you're neighborhood nasty. You carry a nasty house and you carry a nasty yard. You don't feel like you need to clean up. See, that's your problem. That's the problem. You need to have some type of respect, not just for yourself, not just for yourself, but for the people that live around you. You go and you play your loud music and your hip hop and all this other stuff, and then you can understand why people don't want to come into your neighborhood, why the property value is low. It's the small things, ladies and gentlemen. It's the small things that black people could change if they were willing to do so. But you know what? They'd rather sit on their behinds and complain about it. Oh, woe is me. Oh, whoa, I need to get that check. I need to go get this. I need to do that. No. No. You black people, we need to stop with the foolishness. We need to stop with the foolishness. You need to stop being so wretched and selfish. Okay? Learn how to do something for other people other than for yourself. Okay? I don't care, and I'm gonna give you some prime examples. Because as I'm sitting here thinking, as I'm sitting here thinking, I said, yeah, prime example. And to show you that we as black people don't have someone to look up to. We don't have people to look up to. And I'm going to show you how what I mean by neighborhood nasty. And I'm going to use two examples on this one. The first one, everybody knows of Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson was a legend in his own time. Michael Jackson was the best at being the king of pop, right? Excellent at music, right? Okay, now here's what I mean by being neighborhood nasty. At no time, first of all, I want to make this clear. Michael Jackson, I don't care what nobody says, and this is not for a discussion or a debate. Michael Jackson was crazy as hell. Michael Jackson needed to be laying on somebody's couch trying to figure out why is it that that his mother brought him into this world as a beautiful black child and he wanted to be white. And nobody said a thing about helping this man. This man was crazy as all get up to be crazy. If Michael had been if I had been Michael's friend, let me tell you what I'd have done. I said, Michael, come on, player. Come on. We need to have a little talk. We need to have a little chat. We need to sit down. We need to figure out why you feel like you don't want to be a black man. Oh, yeah, he don't want to be a black. Now, whatever his father done to him as a child messed him up so bad that he didn't want to be a black man. You are not happy with the skin that you were born in. Why is that? Don't tell me that that's nothing. That's not. And don't come telling me that, oh, well, Michael had a skin disorder. Michael did not have a freaking skin disorder. Michael had chose to bleach his skin to turn himself white. How is it that you gonna call yourself having a disease and you're the only person that has it? Come on now. Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all better stop playing with me. I'm too old. I'm too mature for this. Now, I'm gonna tell you. And to talk about neighborhood nasty, yeah, Michael Jackson was crazy as hell. And I don't care who know it. And if he hadn't been living, I'd have told him, I'd have told him myself. Because I don't bite my tongue for nobody and for nothing. The truth is what it is. And talk about neighborhood nasty. Oh, talk about neighborhood nasty. Let's start off. See, all of these rich people who got all of this money, y'all, the more money they make, the less sense they have. Okay? Yeah, I said it. Sure did. The more money that they make, the less common sense they have. I went to Gary, Indiana. Everybody knows that Gary, Indiana is the town and the city where the Jackson family come from. Is that correct? Now, I went to Gary, and I noticed this is what I noticed. I asked my friend to take me by to the Jackson house. I wanted to see this house. The house where Michael Jackson was raised or born or whatever the case may have been. Okay, now keep in mind, I went by the house. The house is beautiful. It's got a nice little rod gate and fence and everything. And they got the little star on the ground with Michael's name embedded in it and all that wonderful stuff. But guess what, folks? That house is in the middle of it looks like a beautiful cherry on a pile of shit. The whole area is messed up. Every house on that block is messed up. The people are so, it's just so poor. And you know what? And then as my friend was driving me around Gary, Indiana, I noticed that there was a mural of the Jackson boys on this wall. I said, now, okay, all right. So what I did, I asked him to stop. I asked my friend to stop. I said, I want to go into this building. I started talking to the residents and the people of the Gary, Indiana. I said to them, I said, well, let me ask you a question. You got this mural of the Jackson family all posted up on the side of your building. Why would you moralize a person who ain't gave you a quarter? The Jackson family has not one wretched ass thing to help that community of people. Talk about being selfish now. Selfish. And so the man looked at me. He says, you know what? You're right. Why are we moralizing a family who started their fame here in Gary, Indiana, and didn't look back? They did not look back. So I don't give a damn about how many records Janet Jackson has made. I'll never buy another record from her. I don't care if she started her fame tomorrow. I'll never buy another piece of music from the Jackson 5 family. You hear what I'm saying? Okay? Because you felt, you didn't feel like it was important enough to go back to where you lived or where you were raised. Help make a difference in those people's lives. That town needs you. You didn't think enough to say, hey, let me go back to my community. I know I can make a difference in somebody's life. Somebody I can help. Maybe there's a family that needs some food. Maybe there's a family that needs their bills to be caught up. Charity starts at home, ladies and gentlemen. Charity starts from wherever you were raised. I ain't saying wherever you came from. I said wherever you know where you have been born and where you have been raised. You need to go back. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Jackson family is a pathetic family. How can you fixate to put your face on a building and you ain't gave the people or that residency a quarter? You didn't give them not one thin dime. And who else follows in that same track? That's in the billionaires and the millionaires. What about Berry Gordy? I want to talk about Berry Gordy. Berry Gordy is a wealthy, black, successful, rich man. Why didn't he did the same thing. If you go to Detroit, Michigan, and look at the building where all of these wonderful stars, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Martha Vandellas, and Mary Wells, the Temptations, the Four Tops, beautiful building. But when you look at the block behind it, look at the houses down the street from it, look at the houses across the way from it, guess what, folks? It looks like a pretty cherry on top of a pile of shit. What's wrong, Berry Gordy? You got so much money you couldn't go back to help your own community? What the hell is wrong with you? Okay, this is what I'm talking about, folks. I am so sick and tired of black people being selfish. You're just downright selfish. And look, oh no, we're not going not talk about Miss Oprah Winfrey. We're not going to not talk about her, because let me tell you about this heifer. This heifer sits up. She gets her little money. All of a sudden, she decides, well, I'm going to have a charity. I'm going to take care of a country of black people that don't even want to see her. Yeah. It was reported that, Oprah Winfrey came down here and chose selective ones that she wanted to help. But Oprah, what about where you originally was raised up from? Why can't you help the people in their own backyard? Why can't you do that? You know why? Because all of you so-called rich billionaires and millionaires, you're simple. You're simple, you're selfish, you're unconcerned. What you think about another person ain't nothing. And why should people think about you? Why? Somebody explain that to me. I'm telling the truth and shaming the devil up in here. See, we are in a time in crisis where all of the rich people, the rich black people, should have gotten together and said, hey, we got a problem. Our people are being murdered here. We need to start helping to change some laws. We got a bank account that can help move some stuff forward. Why wasn't you there, Oprah? Why? Why wasn't you there, Barry Gordy? See, all of these people got all of this money, but yet, no, we're not important enough. Black people are not. Black people are not important enough because you're selfish. You're selfish and you're pathetic. You can see the trouble that people are in. And I'm only talking to the rich people that don't do anything and hasn't done anything for their own community. See, that's where it starts, folks. It starts at that's the starting point. When I told you we need to clean our slate, we need to start all over again. We need to find out what everybody wants, what everybody needs, so everybody can get a piece of this pie, and we can do it in a civilized manner. That's what I said. I said this, and I got to keep saying it over and over and over again. Why haven't all of these rich people who got these large bank accounts came together and said, hey, we got to take care of ours? No, you know why they haven't done it? Because they're selfish. They're unconcerned. They don't care. As long as the Breanna Taylors and the George Floyd didn't die on their pretty wet lawns, as long as they didn't die on their lawns, they okay with it. You know, Tyler Perry can sit up on his ass and say, "Oh, I got 52 bathrooms in my house." Okay, but what does that what does that have to do with the cost of the tea in China? I tell you what it has to do. Nothing. We don't have any positive people to look up to. These kids are coming up in a day where they got no other choice. They got no other choice than to either learn it on the street or learn what they've been taught in their own household. And maybe I'm a little bit old-fashioned, ladies and gentlemen, but I feel that both a mother and a father, a male and a female, need to be in every household that has children. Every household needs to have a man and a woman to raise these kids. Because, see, you got mothers out there that's working 2 jobs. Wait a minute. They're working 2 jobs, not to put food on the table, not to put a roof over their head, but they want to have their child to buy those extra Jordans. They'd rather put $500 towards spending on their child's Jordan shoes that they put on their feet instead of feeding the rest of their family. How messed up is that? How messed up is that? We need to come together and teach each other how to budget, how to plan, how to spend money. Each child needs to be held responsible so they can grow up to be responsible adults. They're not growing up. You know why? Because and another thing, here's another problem that I'm seeing with black females, because you ain't graduated to be a woman yet. Oh yeah, I said it. Okay. You have not graduated. You need to graduate to become a real woman. Because see, a real woman goes through some things. We can teach some things. You need to learn from our knowledge and our experience before you can call yourself being a woman. You need to stop being your kid's friend. You need to learn how to be a parent. That's what you need to do. Men, you need to stop not being responsible. See, this is how the white man played a part. He played a part in this mess too. White government came along, put all the black men in jail on some false charges, leaving these black females with these kids to raise. Then they depend on the system to get out. You're Black people need to stop looking for a handout and get a hand up. Help yourself up. And when you help yourself up, you can help the next person up. Because right now, we need everybody's help. We need everybody's help. We need to put a stop to this foolishness with these killing. This is the elephant that we've been talking about in this room, ladies and gentlemen. This is the elephant that we have been talking about for the past 4 weeks. Now, you got Mr. J saying, well, if we can't get along with them, let's pack up and move. Let's get the hell out of here. Is that what we come to? Is this what we have to, we didn't suffer enough and now we got to go? Where they do that at? How about letting them go and getting rid of all the bad apples? It's much easier to get rid of the bad apples than to get rid of a whole nation of people. How about we start there? Let's start holding these so-called rich people responsible for making up this fake Corona crap. They know it's fake. And I'm gonna get into that on another day. I'm not gonna get on that today. Because right now I'm preaching right now. I'm preaching. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, I had to go there for a minute. I had to go there. Because my black people, we are the smartest people on the face of the earth, but we make some real dumb ass decisions. We got an ego problem that we need to fix. We need to fix that. We need to stop looking at our fellow brother as our enemy and start standing next to him and hand by hand saying, we're gonna defeat this. You're not gonna keep doing this crazy mess to me, because I'm gonna tell you something, white people, you're not gonna keep killing my people. You're not gonna keep killing my people on my watch. And believe me, whatever I say, I can back up. I'm not gonna play with you. And you're not gonna blow smoke up my ass and tell me that it's a new barbecue flavor. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna piss on me and tell me that it's raining. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. So now we're gonna do it together, or we're not gonna do it at all. It's one, or either all for one or one for all, or don't do nothing. Because I'm getting sick and tired of black people sitting up saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm for it, but when it's time to do the action, oh, well, can't do that. Now, see, because I got to go get little Tommy some shoes. You need to teach Tommy how to go to work. That's what you need to do for Tommy. Stop giving these kids everything that they want. Stop doing it. And if you can't afford to do it, don't put yourself out for no child. Who's the adult here? Yes, I worked in the school system. Them kids come to me because their parents don't know what to do. It takes a community, folks, to raise kids. I don't have any kids of my own, and that's because of my own personal choice. So, the thing is, we're going to either stand up for this whole thing, or we're going to leave it alone. One or the other. Make your choice. But I tell you one thing, you need to make your choice right now. I want to see how many people is willing to give up a signature for us to get these charges to be brought against these police officers. How many people is willing to give a signature to get Bill Cosby out of jail, and all of our loved ones that are stuck in jail on some fake charges? How many is willing to stand up for that? That's what I want to see. Because the same way it affects you, it affects me. It affects me. I'm bothered by this. I'm bothered that this young lady had to lose her life over some foolishness because the police officers didn't bother to knock. And then gonna make a statement that he hate the fact that he didn't finish Kenneth Walker off. I heard the statements. This is what he's saying under his breath. This is how these white people feel. Now, y'all have killed enough of my people. It's time for us to return the favor. But you know what? We need to stop playing around with it. We need to stand up and say, hey, this is what we want. I want to say, personally, that officer that killed George Floyd, your ass need to go to the chair. And you should have been in the chair like yesterday. And that not only applies for George Floyd, it applies for Breanna Taylor too. And every police officer that thought that they were bad enough to wipe out my people, I have a problem with you. I almost said it. Okay, I ain't gonna cuss. I ain't gonna cuss. I almost said it. Okay, but I held back, y'all. Y'all ought to be proud of me right now. Because my head is still saying, my mind is saying one thing, my mouth is saying one thing, but my head is saying something else. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna try to keep it clean. I'm doing good, y'all. I'm doing good. I'm telling you. Okay, so moving on. What time we got here? Oh yeah, we're making good time. We'll be out of here real soon. Okay, now how are we going to create jobs? This is how I have created jobs in my community. The community, when I sat on the board of directors with the Chicago Police Department, it went successfully, and I want to share this with the rest of you guys. And maybe you can take my experience, my positive and my successes, and take it back to your community and apply it. Okay? As I said before, Black people have a problem with cleaning up their own yard and cleaning up their own house. Okay? Now, that's the starting point. The starting point is when you realize how nasty you are. And I'm not, like I said again, I'm not talking to the ones that don't have a problem with cleaning or your neighborhood is immaculate. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you Black people that live around clean people. I'm talking about the 73% of the Black people who have a problem with their nastiness. You go outside, you got all kind of riffraff paper. Go outside, pick up, be responsible for your own house. This is the starting point. We're going to start by cleaning up America. This is what we do. You know what? And now that I think about it, my favorite position and profession in the world. You know why I love the garbage men? I love garbage men because garbage men and garbage women, okay, mind you, you got both sex for the garbage. I love garbage people. You know why I love garbage people? Because they are the only people on the face of this earth that get paid to clean up our mess and don't complain about it. We need to take our hats. We need to have a tribute to all the garbage men and the garbage women in the world because they go far and beyond picking up our crap and not complaining. So anyway, moving on. Boy, yes I am. I'm sorry. I'm heated. I'm really heated because I don't know what else to do for my Black people. My Black people are just sitting in stagnation. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you the knowledge and the experience that you need to take to. I'm not sitting up here telling you about my woes and my complaints and what's going on. Oh, woe is me. I'm giving you real live solutions to the problems that we are all being faced with right now. We are all in this boat together. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. We are all in this boat together. But as far as for the Black people, we need to stand up and take account. If we want whatever it is that we want from these white people and this messed up governmental system, then we need to stand behind it. And we need to stand up for each other. Stop with all the foolishness. We all know and this is what really got to me when I was talking to the white people. The white people even want these white officers to be put to sleep. They want them to go to the chair. This was really surprising to me because as I was talking to these white people, I'm like, man, I would think that because he's white, that they would side with him. But white people they feel white people, all nationalities are feeling the same way as we do. These people need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with, and they need to be dealt with now. This is what I've been saying about the elephant being in the room. We need to do something. So now it's time for you to do something. Either step up or shut up. Now, last week, I'm reminiscing about last week. Oh, and before I continue on, again, any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want your free book, your free ebook, New Justice, New Peace, I'm promoting my book, you need to send me an email request at atorclass101@gmail.com. That's atorclass101@gmail.com. And for all donations, the reason why I'm not going to really invest in a cash app because I'm only doing 7 videos, folks. Once I complete these 7 videos, I'm really not going. I'm going back to my life with music. I got shows. My band is extremely important to me. I need to get the Sapphire Blue Notes out there on that stage again. That's my goal. I need to hook up with some of these old school players. I need to hook up with my guy from Gerald Austin from the Manhattans. I need to hook up with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I need to hook up with the Commodore. I need to hook up with Frankie Beverly and Mays. This is what I'm talking about. I need to get back into my swim and my pool to swim in. I came out of retirement because I'm trying to educate my people about what we need to do so we can move, so we can get back to our own norm. Because this new norm that's going on, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. So the time is now, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now. I can't stress that enough. Game time is over. Over. So I want to let me see what else. I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure that I got everything in line here. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about how we can create jobs in our own community. Okay? My father back in the 1970s, bless his heart, Mr. Willie Evans, he created a work program called the AWP. Now, write this down because you can take this back to your community and apply it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how jobs were created. It's called the Allowance Work Program, AWP. Now, what this was, to give you a better understanding as to what this was, my father would get together with all of the other fathers and mothers of the neighborhood who had kids. And they would give their kids allowance for helping everybody else in the neighborhood. He would give everybody an allowance. Let's say, for instance, if you had a household where you had a mom who was raising a child by herself, my father would take that boy under his wing and say, "Hey, son, this is what you need to do. I need for you to cut that grass. I'm gonna show you how to cut the grass. I'm gonna show you how to rake these leaves. And you gonna be, after you come into something clean, you feel good about it. After you've done something that you know that can motivate yourself as well as motivate others, you feel good about it." So my father took a lot of the neighborhood kids under his wing to say, "Hey, you are a young man, and you need to grow up to be a man. So we're gonna start with the small things. In order for you to, before you can walk, you need to learn how to crawl." This is the reason why it's so important, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why it's important for you to take this information back to your community Take this information back to your community and apply it. Get together with all of the mothers, get together with all of the fathers and say, look, we're going to give these kids an allowance for them cleaning, keeping the area clean. We're going to give them jobs and responsibilities to do. This is how everything gets started. And for you rich people that got your bank account, I'm going to say this again. Take your sorry behind back to where you were raised and help that community because they need you. They need you. I don't see why you don't have enough common sense to do it on your own. But that's what's needed right now. And if you want to donate and help for the cause, get a petition started where people can start signing for us to get these people to have these charges and new laws applied. That's what you can do with your so-called money. Do something constructive. Because I hate to say this, but I have yet to see where money has done anybody any good. I've yet to see it. Money is, in my opinion, money is the root of all evil. And the reason why I say money is the root of all evil is because God did not create it. Man created money. And man created money so he can have the power and the control over who uses it and how you use it. Understand that. Understand it. Yeah, I need to say that again. I don't think they understood. I don't think they heard me. I said money is the root of all evil. It has not, I have yet to see where money has been any beneficial for anybody. Can I teach up in here? Can I preach? Can I preach or can I teach? Or can I do a little bit of both? I'm educating you, folks. I'm educating you. See, we need to get back to doing for ourselves, not only doing for ourselves, but we need to be able to do for each other. And the best way to do that, I need for you to get with all the parents, all of the people of your community and say, look, if you only got $1, add $1 to that pot. And then you may have another neighbor that can put $20 in. You may have another neighbor, and if you got 15 kids in that neighborhood, give them kids something to do. As far as say, okay, now little Tommy, you're gonna be responsible for cleaning all the driveways. Okay, little Tommy or little John, you're gonna be responsible for cleaning Miss So-and-so's house down the street because she's too old. She can't get out like she wants to. Step outside of yourselves, folks. This is how we're gonna bring peace because you're gonna feel good. Once you look out amongst your neighbors and see that everybody has done their yard and everybody's house is real pretty and real clean, it's gonna make a big difference, folks. It makes a big, big difference. Another thing, I'm gonna tell you what I do. I have to do a lot of traveling. Well, I was doing a lot of traveling before this whole COVID-19 came about. But the traveling kind of ceased because I got stuck in the house. And then I said, wait a minute, I'm stuck in the house. That means I went through my entire, my house is small. I'm not asking for much. I'm in the process of doing my renovation. I'm fixing up. I'm taking my little 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and I'm gonna make it my mansion. This is gonna be my mansion because this is the place where I'm planning on retiring. Me and my 2 babies. I ain't talking about human babies. I'm talking about my cats. My 2 cats. They're my kids. I treat them like they think they're human. But anyway, I'm planning on retiring. I'm not planning on moving. I'm stuck right here. This is what I'm gonna do. I didn't already said it. I said once I get my house renovated and everything working to its advantage, and I get me a nice jacuzzi, get me a jacuzzi tub. You hear what I'm saying? See, this is what I want. These are my desires. I'm not expecting anybody to have the same pleasures that I do. See, I don't need to have a mansion with 89 bathrooms and only one ass to have to be wiped. You see, that's overkill. And at the end of the day, you sure can't take it with you. Because when it's your time to go, when it's anybody's time to go, oh, you best believe it won't be no hesitation or reservation when it's your time. But you know what? While I have to be here on earth, and I have to be around different people of different nationalities, I'm going to get along with everybody. I'm going to be at peace with everybody. Because you know what? I'm going to mind my own business. I'm going to let you do you. I'm going to do you, and I'm going to do me, and we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. I'm going to do, let me do my own thing. Because I'm not complaining about what you're doing. But the problem is with black people, white people are nosy. They're nosy. But black people, oh, man, they so neighborhood nasty. Neighborhood nasty. If you know that your house is not clean, don't invite people over. Don't invite people over because we don't want to see it. We really don't. You ought to be ashamed. And as much as I love to cook, I love to have dinner parties and lunches and brunches and tea parties. I love stuff like that. But if I know for a fact that my house is not in a condition to where I want to have people over right now, I'm not going to do that right now. You wait until I finish doing my renovation, and then I'll invite everybody over. I'll make the peach cobblers and the pans of macaroni and cheese. And then here's the thing that behooves me. I got male friends. Yes, I have. I have male friends. No, nothing sexual. Nothing sexual. I have male friends. They have their girlfriends or mothers or whoever. They want me to come over and cook for them. And I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if you call me and say, Linda, I need you to cook me some greens. I need you to cook me a pan of lasagna. Okay, I'm there for you. But the thing is, do not have me to come to your house and your kitchen is filthy nasty. Because I'm not going to go in there and clean up your mess before I start doing what I came there to do. That's disrespectful to me. Don't if I don't have a problem with doing you a favor, but you men, I don't know what it is, but don't expect me to clean up your mess. I'm not going to clean up your mess. Don't ask me to come over and clean up your mess and then do a nice little spread for you and your family. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's just not possible. But getting back to the fact that when I had to travel a lot, every time before I leave out to go traveling, I would make sure that my house is immaculate. My house be immaculate. I'm making sure that my bed has 4 mattresses. 4 mattresses high. I will not sleep on a 2 mattress bed. It ain't going on. Don't judge me. This is my own choice. I have 4 mattresses. 4 mattresses high because I like to sleep high. I feel like I'm floating where I can get me a peaceful sleep. So anyway, I'm making sure that my house is clean before I leave here. And I know I got 2 cats, and I ain't worried about them because I have somebody to check in on it depending on how long I have to leave. Or matter of fact, I may wind up taking the cats with me, depending on where I'm going. But at the end of the day, folks, when I put that key in my door, and I know that my house is fresh and clean. Oh, I turn on me some music, play me some Earth, Wind and Fire, some Al Green. Shoot, I'm turning on the Bose system. The Bose system know what I like. I'm turning that on. I get cozy, and I'm in. But if you have to come to a nasty, filthy house, black people are my people are so strange. My people are so strange. Instead of them cleaning up their own house, they'll move and go mess up another area and leave the nasty house. See, this is what I'm talking about. We got issues, folks. We need to start with the cleanup. See, if you start with the cleanup, you can start to feel better about yourself. You can start feeling better about the people around you. You can feel better about helping the people around you. See, I'm not going to give you a song and dance. I'm not going to sugarcoat the stuff for you. I'm going to break it down like you need to hear it, like it needs to be said. You feel good. You say, man, okay, this is all right. Be responsible. Start looking into ownership. You don't have to be in public housing for the rest of your life, but you need to make the steps. Make Make I tell this and I tell this to the kids. I tell this to my kids, the kids at the schools. I said, when you're dealt lemons, go get you a little bit of sugar to make yourself some lemonade, and everything will always turn out just a little bit sweeter. Hmm. So, as I was saying, getting back, everybody use this work allowance program. Get started with your kids. Get started with your neighbors. Find out what your neighbors is creative about. You may be living next door to a person who can do some plumbing for you. You may be living to a person who has a roofing contract, or they can refer some. Get together and start with your own neighborhood. Let's do some cleanup. Take pride in where you live. Take pride in it. Feel good about coming home. You don't need to be coming home to bang, bang, shoot them up, whatever. As far as these gangbangers, you need to get together with these bang. Somebody needs to be bold enough to get with these gangbangers and sit them down and find out why and what it is they want in order for the foolishness to stop. Because that's what I had to do. I had to speak to the gangbangers. I said, okay, well, what is it that you guys want? What is it that you need? How is it that we as a community can come together and live in peace? And they turned in their guns and they said, well, we want jobs. We want something to do. Okay, no problem. We're going to create some jobs. And by the time I left there, that community was spotless. We didn't have no more gun problems. We didn't have no bang 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 bang. No, we didn't have none of that no more because we came together as a unit. We came together as a unit to talk about what type of problems and what type of solutions that we need to do for that area. So I decided that you guys need to take this and use it. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. Do some volunteer work. Do some volunteer work. You'll feel better about yourself. Go to go to the what they call it, the homeless shelters. Go to these shelters. Look to see what it is, how you can be of service to somebody else instead of your own self. Instead of your own self. Stop being so selfish, Black people. Stop being so selfish. Start doing something for somebody else other than just you and your family. Breanna, Taylor, and George Floyd, these people need us. They need us. And we want to prove to them that we are worthy of helping. We are worthy of being in their presence. We want to humble ourselves and say, what can we do for you? What can we do? What can we do to make your day better? This is what we need. We need to change our perspective. We need to change our attitudes. So I'm hoping the information that I've shared this evening has been helpful for everyone. Let me see. I want to make sure that I've covered everything on my list. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read all of my information because I took a lot of notes, but I wanted to make sure that I was covering everything and don't have to pick this up next week sometime, several pages. See, I have to hold on to my mic because I don't have a mic stand. So I have to be able to, maneuver some things. Oh, okay. Right. The last thing that I want to say, the last thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to close it out. I'm going to get ready to close it up and close it out. I talked about this election, and briefly, I did more of what I did last week, and I'm gonna have to continue to talk about this election. We're coming closer and closer to the so-called election. Folks, I'm gonna say this again. Everybody needs to not vote for anything right now. I got to be real about this. The American people need to go on a strike. And the reason why I say we need to go on a strike, we need to focus on what issues. Let's vote upon the issues. That's called an IV, issue voting. See, this is what media don't tell you. These are your options. Before you get all into who you're going to vote for, whether you vote Democrat or whether you're voting Republican, it doesn't really matter. What we need to focus on right now is what laws do we want to have changed on a global scale as well as on a local scale. We need to be making two lists right now. What is it that my community needs as far as new laws to be changed? What does the world or the United States need in order for us to implement change? We need to be working from two lists right now. We need for everybody to go in, sit down, put it to thought, get your kids together. What is it that is a concern of yours? And let's bring this together. And I keep telling you, send it to me. I want to see what you guys are saying. Because if I know what you're saying and what it is you want us as a people to fight for, then we can put it together. I can put it together and put it in a format to where those white people will pay attention to what it is we're asking for. But right now, nobody knows what nobody wants. We don't know what nobody wants because ain't nobody said anything. This is the reason why it's important for everybody to share my videos. Because these are lessons, folks. This is not entertainment. I will get back to the entertainment at a later date. But for right now, we need to come together. And I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. I am going to keep telling people, do not cast a vote until our needs and wants or whatever it is that we need are met. We need to have this stuff met. We need to know we need to know why can't we get Bill Cosby released? How are we going to deal with these police officers? What we're going to do about this corona situation? What we're going to do about wearing all of these masks? Because all of this needs to be addressed before we can talking about a presidential election. Forget a presidential election. Put that crap on hold. Everybody needs to just not do nothing until you get a better understanding as to what needs to be taking place. Yeah, I said it. And everybody is jumping on, and everybody's jumping on Ice Cube. Ice Cube needs to sit his ass down. Because Ice Cube ain't got with nobody but himself. Then I gotta tell you, selfish. Just selfish. So, and I hope Ice Cube is listening. Because you didn't contact me, you didn't contact nobody else about. And another thing, I would like to get my hands on that so-called plan of his. I want to read what it is that he called himself representing for the black people. I want to see that because, as far as I know, Mr. J has already have his own plan. So everybody got these document papers and plans, but we need to come together to find out if is it a duplicate or is it some new information that needs to be added. So I don't want Ice Cube. I don't want you to ever, as long as you live, present yourself and call yourself representing black people when you don't even know what black people want. You don't even know what black people need. You are under no type of way, in any form, shape, or way, to be talking on behalf of black people. You don't know what we want. You never took the time to ask us what we want before you went running up there to the president's house and whatever, and then you were dressed like a bum. I can't get that out of my head, the way your whole persona is messed up. And I know you could do better than that. With all the movies and the music and the concerts that you've done, you should have been able to present yourself in a much clearer and precise in appearance, because you were nothing but your plan could have been the greatest plan in the world. But like going back to the late the great, not the late, but the great Bill Cosby said, you serving that on a plate, you serving a great plate on a garbage can lid. Garbage can lid. And yes, I don't care. People are saying you support Bill Cosby. Yes, I do. I support Bill Cosby. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a real story. I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. The first time I met Bill Cosby was back in the 1970s. I had to be maybe 5 or 6, and Bill Cosby made a movie with Sidney Poitier called Uptown Saturday Night. Every scene in that movie, ladies and gentlemen, is a part of my family history. That apartment building where they busted Richard Pryor. That apartment was 3 doors down from where I was living. The bars that they were having the scene from, where they threw the guy under the over the counter and messed up the bar and stuff. That was my uncle. That was my uncle M's bar. And now it's the improvisation now in Chicago. So that that was the first time I met, as far as I'm concerned. My cousin and my cousin, little man, we call him Matthew now because he's an adult, but little man and I went to that bar and we sat on that stool and we drank Coca-Cola from a shot glass, pretending like we were alcoholics. And Mr. Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby came through there, and they were, making the script, and we were allowed to see so much, and then they told us we had to go because the violent scenes were coming about. But that is, Bill Cosby. I love me some Bill Cosby, and the funniest thing, I got into a little altercation with Don Cornelius when I was a kid. I love me some Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, man. You can't tell me nothing. On that Saturday morning, when you got that Saturday morning and them cartoons going, boy, man, that was the stuff. Now, my mother don't sit up and put me in this orange neon dress. She dressed me up, and see, little man couldn't go because he had fell off a horse and he was rushed to the hospital, or something was going on to where he normally would be my sidekick, my cousin, little man. He would be my sidekick, but he couldn't go because my cousin Elaine took him horseback riding. He fell off a horse and he couldn't go. So anyway, um, we we had so much fun with that. Now I confronted Don Cornelius. This was so funny. I was mad at my mother for me not being able to go see the Fat Albert and my Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. So mother put me on in this orange ass dress. We get up there, the Soul Train. All the kids on the Soul Train had on the blue jeans and the little things that you get dirty, when kids get dirty and playing. And here I am with this Southern Kiss dress on. Neon, I could have landed some planes with that dress. That dress was so loud. Um, so all of a sudden, I stood there in the middle of the floor. I was mad as hell. And on top of the fact that I was embarrassed. I'm sitting up there, and all of a sudden, Don Cornelius walks up to me. He says, little girl. He taps me on my shoulder. He said, little girl, you could dance at any time. And I looked up at him and I said, do you know Fat Albert? He was like, no. I said, are you Fat Albert? He says, no. And then I said, well, let me tell you something, sir. I'm not doing nothing unless Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids show up. Hey, hey, hey. So he called security on me. And the thing that I can remember the most was Bernard, my dad, or my father, the sperm donor, or whatever you want to call him. He was standing there with Teddy Pendergrass. And Teddy Pendergrass cracked up laughing. I can only remember him saying, man, that's yours. That's your child right there. And I'm looking at him like, who he talking to? Who he talking about? I'm his child. You know. At that point in time, I didn't know that Bernard Wilson was my father, but I did. I do remember Teddy Pendergrass standing there cracking up laughing at me as they drugged me off of the children's stage, and then they went and did. My dad started singing with Hell Melvin and the Blue Notes. If anybody know that group, you can look them up on YouTube. Uh, Hell Melvin and the Blue Notes started singing their little song "Bad Luck." Yeah, "Bad Luck," and they had these little blue. They had these little blue tuxedo like things, and the studios is so small. It look like they're big on TV, but that little Soul Train stage is so small. And they had one stage. This is when they were in Chicago before they even moved Soul Train to California. They had a small stage, and so they had the kids stage on the right and had the adult stage on the left. So I guess my father was embarrassed because I told Mr. Don Cornelius, he better, man, I give less than a rat's behind about some Soul Train. You taking me away from my fat Albert and the Cosby kids, dude. What's up? What's up with that? So anyway, I just want to say, Bill, we got you. Bill, I'm telling you, we got you. When you get out, boy, look, I got the hook up. Look, I got the band. The band is ready to play you a whole 2 hours of jazz music. We know Bill. See, Bill loves that old school jazz music. See, he likes that what is it that Miles Davis and Coltrane. We got all that. We got the Etta James. Oh, we gonna break it down for Bill when he gets home. But one thing I want from Bill, there's only one thing I want from Bill, and I want this to be under my Christmas tree. Bill, when you get home, well, maybe two things. Maybe two things. Okay, the first thing I want is an autograph copy of all of my favorite Fat Albert. I really need a copy of that, man. Dude, that would be the centerpiece of my heart if I could get a copy of that. And number two, like I said, I'm I, I'm going to put myself up for an adoption. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make Mr. Camille and Bill they're going to be my new parents. Yeah, I'm putting myself up for an adoption. So, with that being said, that tells you how much I love the Cosby. I mean, I felt like Papa E, the man that raised me, him and Bill Cosby should have met each other. I mean, I don't know how they did not meet each other because they both got so much intelligence, so much wisdom, so much knowledge. I mean, I just love those folks. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to wrap all of this up. I want you guys to reach out to your girl. I am here at ATOR class101 at gmail.com for any comments, questions, concerns, and to receive your free ebook and to give me your concerns for us putting together this list of laws that you want to see change for your community. You can all put all of your donations, send a digital invoice to a touch of reality, the number 2 at gmail.com. That's a touch of reality, number 2 at gmail.com. Okay, folks, we're going to wind it up and wind it down. We're getting close to the end of all of these video series. What's going to be coming up somewhere between the last two videos, I got some video footage that is not in the media in reference to this COVID-19 and why the nationwide team of doctors are calling it a host. I got video clips. So I would love to be able to share that with you. So I'm going to be sharing probably somewhere between the next two lessons. I don't really know. I'm waiting on the information to be given to me. Folks, I'm all about solution. I'm not about all that complaining. And, I'm about solving problems. And I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to say thank you so much for spending your precious time with me and learning some of the things that I have to teach. I am the one and only. My name is Linda Evans, the one and only Queen of Radio, bringing you all the truth because it's all uncut and never, ever duplicated. So I'm going to get ready to say good night. It's been a blast. Oh, I see people. Hey, hon, I love y'all. I see. Oh, now y'all coming in. Oh, okay. Well, you know you're gonna have to watch the thing all over again, right? I know y'all don't care. But anyway, I see y'all coming in on the thing, and yes, I love you too, Levi. Levi, I see you. I see you in the building. And my Georgie Porgy, I gotta say hello to Georgie Porgy. And all of you guys who've been following me because of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Yeah, I know we got some good stuff coming your way in reference to me doing my daddy's songs. Maybe one day I'll show you the notebook where he wrote. If you don't know me by now, he had a nice little book that he put the notes in. And Teddy Pendergrass was really the one that put that song out there because Bernard wasn't going to do it. Bernard was like, man, this is my own personal feelings. How you going to take my personal feelings and put it out there and make music off of it? But he did it. He did it. And if you guys look up the song, if you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. That was originally written by my daddy, my father, Mr. Bernard Wilson. It was. And Wake Up Everybody, No More Sleeping in Bed. That was another one of his songs that he wrote. He co-wrote on the song TKO for the ones that want to know about that. But yeah, shout out. I see you guys. I see you guys on all my other screens. They're not, some of you guys are coming in a little bit late, but I'm glad to see all of you anyway. So, folks, I'm going to get ready to say I love you. I want you back here next week because, oh, yeah, I see your question. You want to know more about how to deal with the police officers. Okay, well, what I need, if you want to learn more about the police officers, you're going to have to go back to the tape and look at the tape again. And then if there's still some questions that hasn't been answered that I can answer for you, then next week I will bring it up there for you. Okay? All right. Okay. So good night, everyone. And I will see. This is your girl, the Queen of Radio, doing it to you once again on A Touch of Reality. Good night, everyone. I love you. Bye bye.